Hello, guys. My name is Estella. This story is about my monster mother-in-law who was out to ruin my life. I should just say that my mother-in-law, Lisa, has never liked me. She's a little old-fashioned, but tends to take it too far. My husband, Rhett, and I lived away from them for years, so she couldn't do much about me. But when Rhett got a better job near them, we were back in her clutches. I wouldn't have minded dealing with Lisa. My own parents were very toxic and controlling, so I knew how to handle people like that. It also helped that Vince, my father-in-law, was always an ally for me. The problem for me was that Lisa had access to my then 8-year-old daughter, Julie. Julie was always a loving kid who enjoyed being around her family. Since we were already in no contact with my parents, Vince and Lisa were the only grandparents she knew. I had set aside my problems with Lisa and allied with Julie to have a healthy relationship with them. Rhett also considered his family to be important to him, so there was no way I could have cut Lisa off. Sooner, Vince and Lisa were pretty loving towards Julie. However, there was one problem that lingered with Lisa. She always said, "I don't like the way you feed Julie, Estella. She's not eating everything she should. She needs to eat more nuts for protein. You have been removing nuts and other good stuff from her meals." "That's because she's allergic to them, Lisa. I've told you before that Julie is definitely allergic to nuts. Even the smell of nuts is enough to cause a big reaction." "That is nonsense, Estella. If you keep babying Julie like that, she will never outgrow her allergies. You need to expose her to those ingredients so that she overcomes her allergies. What you are doing is wrong. You are depriving her of nutrients and being a bad mother." "I kind of expected that from you, though." Again, Lisa never accepted my logic or the doctor's. She was convinced that exposure was the best way to get rid of allergies. I was tired of explaining to her that Julie simply cannot have food that she is allergic to. Lisa simply called me a bad mother and tried to convince Julie to eat what she was allergic to. Thankfully, Julie knew what eating those things would do to her, so she vehemently refused every time. I decided to talk to Rhett because I was getting increasingly worried about Lisa. I said, "RH, I'm having trouble leaving Julie alone with Lisa. She has been ignoring my warnings and trying to feed Julie what Lisa wants. I'm afraid she will sneak some allergens into her food for exposure therapy." "Don't be ridiculous, Estella. My mom might be old-fashioned, but she knows what she shouldn't be doing. Besides, Dad is always there to put a stop to her experiments. Julie loves spending time with her grandparents. We can't just tell her to stop." But Lisa was showing no signs of improving her attitude towards allergies. I was really worried about Julie's safety. We needed to do something. I was worried sick every time Julie stayed with her grandparents without me present. "Relax, Lisa. There is no reason to cut off my parents over something so silly. Julie needs the love of her grandparents. She's happy with them. You know what? Since you're so worried about Mom, I will talk to her. I'm sure she will listen to me." Rhett assured me that he would get our point across to Lisa. His words were also true in the fact that Julie did really love her grandparents. I didn't have the heart to tell her to stop seeing them. If Julie had ever told me that she didn't want to see them, I would have stopped it then and there. But I hadn't realized that no one could stop Lisa. Even Rhett had failed to get Lisa to change her ways, and Lisa's mindset led to devastating consequences for Julie. It all happened at Julie's 10th birthday party. Vince and Lisa were invited, of course, and they promised to show up. Lisa seemed a little too excited for the party. My motherly instincts were screaming, but I didn't know why. In my heart, I knew that something would go wrong. Lisa and Vince were one of the first guests to arrive. I was surprised to see them so early. since Lisa wanted to spend very little time near me. I saw that Lisa was carrying a big square box that was wrapped in birthday-themed paper. She handed it over to Julie and said, "Happy birthday, dear Julie. Here is your gift." Thank you so much, Grandma. The gift is so big. What's in it, Grandpa? I don't know, Julie. Your grandma picked the gift. She won't even tell me what she got you. We'll both find out when you open it. Here, Julie, open Grandma's gift and see what she got you. I'm sure you will love it, my dear. It'll be your absolute favorite. Really, Grandma? I can't wait to see what you gave me. I'm so excited. We can open all the gifts after cutting the cake, Julie. Let all your friends come. Once we are done with the cake business, you can go on to open the gift. No. You need to let Julie open my gift before she cuts the cake. That's the entire reason why I came extra early to give her my gift. I was getting suspicious of Lisa because she was acting sketchy, but Julie looked visibly happy to get a nice gift from her grandma. The gift looked big and heavy, so she really was looking forward to opening it. Since her excitement knew no bounds, I let her start opening her gifts when all of her friends arrived. Since Lisa had told Julie that the gift needed to be opened before having the birthday cake, she was really insistent on doing it the correct way. I didn't want to make her sad on her birthday, so I allowed it. I don't know what I could have done to avoid the disaster that followed on her birthday. Julie and her parents were betrayed by the one person they were supposed to trust. Here's the text punctuated and formatted into short paragraphs. Lisa had not only ruined Julie's birthday, but also turned everyone against her. Soon as Julie opened her gift, she found that the box had a rather big cake with her name on it. Her happiness on seeing the second cake lasted only for a minute until she became unconscious. Me and Rhett rushed to our daughter to see what was wrong. We were confused about what happened and scared out of our minds when I spotted the swelling of her throat. I was in disbelief. Rhett ran off to get an EpiPen while someone else called the police. I knew who was responsible for this, so I said, "Lisa, what the hell did you give Julie? What's in that cake?" Nothing, Estella. It's just a normal cake. I don't understand what happened. You must have done something to make Julie faint. You haven't been giving her proper nutrition anyway. I had warned you this would happen. Don't try to turn this on me, Lisa. She was happy and fine just a moment ago. Now she looks like she's having an allergic reaction. Tell me what you have done, Lisa. Lisa, you better not have mixed something in the cake. God, I knew I should have kept an eye on you when you promised to get her the best gift ever. Tell Estella what you have done. Look at poor Julie, she is turning blue. For a moment I ignored Lisa and concentrated on Julie. RH came running with the EpiPen that I used on my child. While the swelling went down a bit, she was still unconscious. We knew that a hospital visit would be the only way to save her completely. Everyone in the room was extremely concerned for Julie. I had tears in my eyes, and Rhett also looked ready to cry. Lisa was already crying and looked a little frightened. At that moment, I decided to cut open the cake and find out what it contained. What I found absolutely shocked me to the core. I said, "Why the hell did you give my daughter a cake filled with nuts? Are you insane, Lisa?" I've told you countless times that she's allergic to nuts. Lisa, what the hell is wrong with you? You ignored my warnings and put nuts in the cake anyway. How stupid can you be? I was only looking out for Julie. I didn't mean to hurt her. I hated the fact that Estella restricted her from so much good food. Yes, she might have a bad reaction sometimes, but exposure to it would have solved the problem. Mom, are you freaking insane? My daughter is allergic to nuts, for God's sake. She could have died from this reaction. Who gave you the power to decide how to deal with her allergies? Look what you have done. I am her grandmother, RH. I have the right to look after my baby. I'm telling you she will be fine after some time. You guys are all overreacting to scare me and punish me for nothing. I bet this is all Estella's plan to make me look bad. Listen to me, Lisa. If I have my way with you today, you will pay dearly for what you have done. For now, making sure my daughter is fine is more important." As I finished saying this, the ambulance arrived with the paramedics. They looked after my daughter and took her to the hospital along with us. The doctors there said that Julie would need time to regain consciousness and have to stay at the hospital for a day or two. I absolutely broke down in the hospital in Rhett's arms. He held me tight, and we comforted each other. After I pulled myself back, Rhett gave a call to Vince to let everyone know that Julie was not in danger anymore. When Rhett hung up the call, I looked at him and said, "Rach, I will never forgive Lisa for what had happened today. Do you realize that she could have freaking killed our daughter?" "I have been thinking about it, Estella. Trust me, I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. My mother has turned out so cruel that I don't even recognize her anymore. Lisa did this just to prove to me that I'm a bad mother. She pretended that she wanted my daughter happy, but she didn't even stop to think if she would put Julie in danger. Hell, even after everything, she kept saying that I had staged the entire thing. Stella, today, I have realized how far my mother can go to make you look bad. I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am. I should have restricted her presence in our lives a lot sooner. I failed to protect Julie from my mother. I'm a bad husband and a worse father." Rhett was starting to realize the gravity of the situation while Vince had been nothing. But a good grandfather, Lisa broke all boundaries today. So far, she had walked away unscathed from all the stunts she had pulled, but this time, we wouldn't be letting her off easily. My husband and I had a deep discussion about the situation, and made a decision then and there, while Julie was still in the hospital. We decided to go back home. Vince, Lisa, and a few guests had stayed behind to get updates on the situation. It was the perfect time to make Lisa pay. When we returned home, it was already 2 hours since the incident. We found Lisa and Vince sitting in the living room. Vince was still scolding Lisa while she ignored him and typed away on her phone. Beside them lay the real birthday cake that my daughter didn't even have a chance to cut yet. It made my eyes water again, but I held my tears. As soon as they saw us, Vince and Lisa rushed to us. "Julie is in great hands right now, and she will recover soon," I said. "She is still unconscious, but won't be for long. The doctors are positive about it. Thank God Julie is all right." I was going insane with worry about her condition. See, there was nothing to worry about. It wasn't even a big deal. Julie will be fine, and her immunity against nuts will improve in no time. Her allergies will be gone. I told you, I know the best. At that moment, Rhett absolutely tore into Lisa. He started to berate her and yell at her for everything. Vince also joined Rhett in giving Lisa a piece of his mind. The guests were stunned and were looking at Lisa with disgusted faces. I was also burning from anger. "Enough is enough, Lisa. We have given you multiple chances to prove yourself to us. Even after sending my daughter to the hospital, you have no remorse about your actions. This is the last straw for us. We will never allow you an hour of Julie's life again. You are banned from this house too. You are nobody to tell me where I can or cannot go. My son won't allow you to cut me off over nothing. I know this is all you have ever wanted. I won't let you take away my granddaughter just because I don't agree with your parenting." Rhett knows that I am in the right. He will support me. "Absolutely not, Mom. You will never come near me or my family again. Dad is welcome here any time since he's the only sane grandparent Julie has. He's even tried his best to keep you from hurting Julie. Today you sent Julie to the hospital and are still claiming that you did the right thing. I don't want someone so cruel to be around my daughter. Lisa couldn't believe that her own son would turn against her. She has the utmost trust in Rhett to defend her from me. But what she didn't know was that Rhett was a reasonable man, and not a deluded idiot like her. What surprised me was the fact that even the guests were starting to berate her. Lisa knew that she had been cornered and had nowhere to go. Even Vince wasn't on her side. She started to scream at us. "Estella, this is your fault. You intentionally set me up to humiliate me. Now you have managed to turn everyone against me. I won't forgive you for this. You are the only one who should be begging for our forgiveness. Your actions have made you spoil your own name and take you away from Julie. You will never see her again. This is nonsense. I won't let you do this to me. You can't take this away from me. I will sue you for grandparents' rights. I will take you to court. The judge will grant me visitation. Just wait and see. I won't need anyone in my corner. Good luck trying to get grandparents' rights when you are rotting in jail. I bet the judge would find it amusing to have a felon ask for grandparents after endangering her own granddaughter. What the hell do you mean, Estella? Why would I go to jail? I haven't done anything wrong. What you have done is a crime, Lisa. You can be arrested by the police for knowingly exposing a child to allergens. It is considered a form of poisoning. I bet you didn't know that, Lisa. Well, me and Rhett know that and have called the police on you. You hear the sirens? They are coming to arrest you. No, you are lying. This can't be happening. You can't get me arrested for this. Lisa looked really panicked and was suddenly asking us to drop the charges. She was in tears and hysterics when 2 officers walked in and told her that she was under arrest. She held on to our hands and begged us not to send her to jail. Rhett didn't even look at her and told the cops to drag her away. I simply gave her a cold stare and let her know that her game was up. That's when she begged Vince for help. Vince, do something, please. You can't just let your wife get arrested like this. When my wife has done something truly horrifying and has shown no remorse for it, I will not protect her. Lisa, for years I have warned you that you should amend your ways, and you never listened to me. Today you put my only granddaughter in danger. I was only doing this for her own good. I never knew it would hurt her so bad. Please, Vince, I am your wife. You need to help me. Rhett has already kicked me out of his life. Rhett has done the right thing, Lisa. In fact, that is also what I want to do. Tomorrow, I will go and talk to a divorce lawyer about it. I'll be fine as soon as possible. There is no way I would stay with a psycho like you anymore. This time, I will protect my granddaughter and my kids from your presence. No, Vince. You can't do this to me. I'm your wife. Vince told the cops to take her away. Lisa was crying the entire time and begging us for help. The party had ended a long time ago, but now I felt a little bit at peace. Me, Rhett, and Vince all returned to the hospital after the rest of the guests left. The guests were also pissed at Lisa and told us that they would inform everyone about what a horrible person Lisa is. The next day, our little daughter woke up and she was doing much better, but she seemed to be extremely scared of Lisa. She kept crying and telling us to keep her away from Lisa. She said, "Mom, Dad, I don't want to be near Grandma again. She does this a lot. She tried to force me to eat things that I knew would give me allergies. Grandpa stopped her every time. I don't want to be with Grandma again. Julie, there is no way your grandma will ever hurt you again. I promise she won't be in our lives anymore. You love your grandpa, right, Julie? He will be around you? Grandma won't be near you anymore. It's a promise, Julie. After what she has done, Lisa won't be welcomed back into our family. Lisa Fersen, demons, then your grandpa is also doing everything he can to make you feel safe." Julie was traumatized by what had happened. We signed her up with a child therapist to help her sort her emotions. Me and Rhett also started couples therapy so that our communication could get better. We are doing much better as an entire family, and it really helped to have a supportive man like Vince around us. Meanwhile, Lisa's life quickly went downhill after that. When her own family got to know about her antics, they scolded her and cut her off. Even her friends were disgusted with her and didn't want anything to do with her. She was crying and begging everyone for bail money since she didn't have any. Vince filed for divorce the next day, and Lisa was served in jail. After a mere week, Lisa lost her marbles when she received the papers. She started to scream in her holding cell. Months passed, and Vince was able to get an easy divorce from her. We live in an at-fault state, so the police report helped. As for our lawsuit, Lisa was sent to jail. She was supposed to pay us money for medical bills, but since she didn't have any, the judge gave her a long sentence. She was taught to stay away from our family as we filed restraining orders against her. Anyway, we are positive that she won't be able to come near us again. But if she does, she should be prepared to tackle Mama and Papa Bear, who would do anything